From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Save more on Parker House, Ashley, and Coaster. Furniture and Mattress 86, across from the Churn Creek Post Office on Merchant Street, Reading.
Hey folks, good morning and happy Sunday. Hope you've had a nice weekend so far. Today is shaping up to be a nice day, but a pretty breezy day in the valley. We got clear skies, temperatures near 80, but we will have some of those winds out of the north, maybe gusting up to 40 miles an hour or even more over the next 24 hours or so. So let's watch that there. Siskiyou, Modoc County, probably about mid-60s, 4-hour highs today. Same situation out there in the eastern mountains with a little bit of cloud cover, but we're talking mid to upper level cloud cover, so not enough to impact the forecast in a huge way across the area. So let's take a look at the forecast highs. They're those 80s I was talking about, right? So that's the warming trend. It's beginning at last, but only continue through the rest of this week as well. Notice those 70s in Trinity County and eastern Humboldt County, as well as portions of southern Siskiyou County. I think a lot of us in Siskiyou County, though, are going to be in the 60s out here, right? Out towards Modoc County and the eastern mountains, there, those upper 50s, lower 60s as well. We'll be around 60 along the coast for quite a few of us, but we'll be in the mid-60s by the time we head through later in the week. So let's take a look at the future cast. So here's what we've got for the rest of the day. Clear skies. What remnant moisture is here is really down south towards the Sacramento Valley. Don't expect any issues for us. Clearing skies, great stargazing conditions for tonight and into tomorrow. Winds will continue out of the north here through tomorrow. We might still hold some of those gusts. That wind advisory stuff, that actually goes until tomorrow morning, so we need to keep our eyes on that. But besides that, hey, I think by the time we're heading through the evening, that stuff has subsided, and we're shaping up for that ridge to really provide nice outdoor conditions, at least if you're a warmth lover. I know some of us like the cool, some of us like the hot. I'm a hot guy. I really like the heat personally, so that's just kind of my bias. But as we head through the midweek, we're holding on to that. Just no systems in our vicinity, right? I'm going to have to step off here to even show you the nearest system, way here off the coast, better part of hundreds and hundreds of miles away. That's not going to do anything, at least as of current indications. We might see that swing off and eject north and east, but I'm not seeing any immediate changes in the pattern in terms of activity until maybe, I'd say, 8 days out or so. Towards the end of next weekend, we do see it kind of re-up itself, but this far out, models are pretty unreliable, so I can't tell you anything about that. I mean, that's going to be a ways out. Taking a look out towards the next 7 to 10 days, we're going to be above average. That's the story, I think. Not rain, not snow, right? We're talking above average temperatures, in some ways kind of summer-like, coming up here over the next 7 days. Taking a look at your 7-day outlook, fresh from the Weather NorCal Command Center. Check those 80s out a little further inland. You got 60s along the coast. Of course, that corresponds to about 20 degrees warmer, about 20 miles inland, right? You see those 84s creeping on in. Trinity County got those mid-80s coming in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Those 3 days, that middle portion of the week, that's going to be our warmest portion of the work week. And those are some good days to, go walk the dog, have a hike, do something after work. Those are some really nice conditions coming up here. Maybe wear some sunscreen, though. UV index definitely going to be taken up with those upper 70s and lower 80s in the eastern mountains creeping on in here across the area. Especially if you go up to the mountains, of course, it'll be cooler, but the UV index increases due to the fact that you get higher and higher into the atmosphere and you get more susceptible to UV rays. So yeah, sunscreen is going to be the story. I think we're getting into that season, that much is for sure. There are those 90s in the valley as well. Redding, Red Bluff, Chico, all the way down to Oroville, you can name it. We're going to probably see those 90s creeping on in here, right into that midweek time frame, and the second half of the week too, with those of us not seeing 90s still being in the upper 80s, so it's still going to be warm, if not sometimes hot, across the area.
Save more on our huge selection of Nectar, Dream Cloud, Sierra Sleep, and Diamond Mattress. Furniture and Mattress 86, across from the Churn Creek Post Office on Merchant Street, Reading.